in that last game.
It's life-changing as well, but one of the things I love as well on social media, you saw Hen Janice and Chapix flexing the champion's pickaxe, right? They're walking away with hundreds of thousands of dollars, and everything I saw them posting was about pickaxes and the clout and the pride they have in themselves as players. Because again, these guys have been putting in so much time and effort. As we talk about the money, but I guarantee a lot of them are just doing it for the love of the game, and they want to perform and they want to gain that respect from their peers. Miro Day and Reverse have done it once, but like I talked about, specifically for a player like Reverse 2K, who I think for having won an FNCS still doesn't get the respect they deserve. They really have something to prove, as Scented Commandment Edgy in first place have everything to prove, everything to hold on to right now, and they've built up such a reputation. The Low Ground Kings, they came second last FNCS, coming over from NA West where they performed so well, people doubting whether they could do it on East. They've proven they can come second, but can they prove that they can win on this region?
Yeah, that's all they're literally missing here. And I mean, listen, it doesn't matter what the results are coming out of this. What they have done today will be cemented in the highlights for a long time. Like I said, these are some of the most explosive games we have watched, some of the best performances from the low ground. And again, there's just so much to learn from that. These other teams, honestly, you just look at the skill that they're bringing to the table. I mean, they could teach a thing or two to so many other trios out here, as Bugha's connected shot after shot. Okay, keeping that surge nice and comfortable there for themselves.
They needed that surge as well, because even with those two big tags from the legendary heavy assault rifle, they're still not that healthy. They're only 90 above here, and they've lost Bizzle, so this is down now to Bugha and Clix. We saw them on the high ground win that game as a duo earlier today, so we're going to have to see if they can somehow do it again, because this is not looking fantastic for a team that's now in 4th place and seeing themselves just rising up the leaderboard. The snipes come out, and they just don't connect here, but this is a team that's already done phenomenal things, especially Bugha. World Cup solo champion, came top 3 last FNCS, but Clix, NRG Clix, one of the biggest names, if not the biggest names in the scene, needs to prove that he's still got it here today. Played insane. First place in their qualifying week, first place in the heats, but when it comes to finals, Clix is notorious for just falling a little bit short, but right now, they are bringing it back in a big way, but as a duo, it's going to be hard to hold on to.
Yeah, it's going to be so hard to hold on to. So let's go ahead and check this out here. Clix sitting in the bush now, trying to just slide his way on up, make this rotate through. And man, we've seen them have such a huge stride on the comeback. But you brought it to my attention that Bizzle, you know, I want to know the story there. What is happening? Have we seen the crazy run come to its end? Are they fizzling out here? Or will they figure this out and make it happen as a two-man team? I mean, they secured the win in the last game just like that too. So, you know, anything can happen here.
Is possible, and they're in the zone right now. I'm just worried about their surge, but we dipped below it. I think this is the first time this weekend, or at least today, because again, even in these 12-game formats, at the end of the day, we talked about it earlier with Jack Acorn Slacks, right? Playing 3 tournaments back-to-back, having the mental fortitude to withstand that. Even 6 games on the biggest stage, it becomes taxing, and I think this is the first time we haven't seen an active Storm Surge on the 70-player zone. So right now, it looks like players are going down a little bit earlier. We've already had 8 teams exit the field here today, so teams exit the field here today, so it's a decent spot to be a duo. There's more center zone. There was no active surge on 70, but I have to wonder if it's going to be there for 50, because as a duo, finding your tags is so much harder, but you do have the potential of Clix and Bugha. They have some of the best accuracy in the game, as Jack Acorn Slacks, a team that's so high up on the leaderboard right now, doing such big things that have gone a little bit quiet, not because of poor performances, but today so far, they have managed to get a 4th, a 10th, a 3rd, and a 3rd, so they're just getting inside that top 3, getting that big 6 points, but then it's stopping there. And I think the biggest issue today we've seen from the last few games, Monster, is the eliminations. Only 4 in the second last game we've seen, and then 3 in the last game. That's not a lot for the teams in the top 3. They're really putting up big eliminations.
Yeah, I'm looking at the elim numbers, and you know what? Coming into this, our second place of Day, Miro, and Reverse 2K, they had more average elims before, so they are definitely trailing behind. You can tell that things are becoming tougher and tougher as teams are starting to really hunker down here. And, you know, the elims are swinging in different ways, right? They're going to teams like Clix, Bugha, and Bizzle, who are popping off. And when you have other teams, you know, these anomalies popping up out of nowhere, because that's what it is, right? Just these strides out of nowhere. The points are being divvied out in all kinds of different directions. And let's think about this. Clix, Bugha, and Bizzle, they have 3 victory royales, and they're only in 4th place. So we're just talking about a ridiculous comeback sword for this trio here. And, you know, the show is putting on for them. The spotlight is definitely here.
Yeah, we've seen very few teams across the regions be able to put up those 3 victory hours as well. Last night we did see, obviously, you and me commentated the OC Finals Day 2. We saw Sync, Soref, and Volks put up 3 victory hours and come in second place to a team that only had 1 victory hour, Luda, Muzz, and Speedy. So at the same time, those victory hours are huge, but this format rewards consistency. Clix, Booga, Bizzle didn't have the good start yesterday at day 1 they needed, and they're trying to come back now, but it might not be enough as we see Kanata, Macwood, and Bucky set up on top of Day, Miro, and Reverse. That's 5th place on 2nd place. All these big teams are still in it right now. All the big teams are up. Last game we talked about it. What was that stat, Monster? 14 of the teams in the 17 that were remaining were on top 17 on the leaderboard. Like, the best of the best are making it to these end games and trying to change things up.
Yeah, absolutely. Those teams right there. And again, if they're up at those standings, that means every fight up there was worth in its own hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And now we're watching Clix and Booga being a man down. You can see how it really chips into the surge, but they're making up for lost time here. They're making up for the man down by taking these fights, and this is actually going to cause a lobby focus in. And Clix finds a refresher here. If he can get the finish, he tries to grab the quick snipe shot. He doesn't, but he's going to take the body and throw him back. And no, now they're getting collapsed on by another trio. They're going to have to back off here, possibly give up the loot that they fought for, but it'll be worth it if they live to see another day.
At the same time, they're in a decent part of zone. If they get zone over here, that is a huge pickup from Clix. When the pressure was on, he steps up and he does what Clix does best. He outbox fights them, he outmaneuvers them, and gets the elimination. That's 2 points, but that is much needed surge. The biggest issue trying to duo clutch as a trio is the surge. If they pull off a good rotate or get the zone here, they don't need the materials as much as they needed that storm surge, because you're 1 man down, 1 less pair of eyes, and 1 less rifle to get that damage. As Censored Edge Commandment still up as a full trio right now. We get the beautiful panning shot of how this trio is doing it. They play so close together, but they're 354 below. How did this happen? Censored tried to pull out the Dragon Shock, and he wanted the big shot onto that team. They're below. That's Mars's team right now. This is it. First place has gone down. Censored Edgy Commandment go down here. 20 teams alive. They are out before placement points, and it is Day, Mirror, Reverse, Slacks, Jack, Acorn, Clix, and Booga's chance to jump up and overtake them. Everything on the line. Can they hold on to their history right now, Monster? We know if they are in first place going into the last game, they have never lost a tournament, but are they going to be in first place? They're down early.
This might be a first. This might be the first we've ever seen, and now it's so realistic. The chances are starting to slip away for them. But you know what? We are setting ourselves up for a big finals now with first place out.
want you